I was on WhatsApp begging my ex-girlfriend for a booty picture when I got this particular message. And it came from a friend of mine's, and attached to the message says, Ejiko Nigrosaki will blur out the you-know-what. So when I clicked on the link, there is a particular photo. The message says, I know I'm not cotton, but will you pick me for prom? And this is interesting. You see the white guy next to her, you see her smiling, and some people think that this is a joke. I won't even get into the Twitter comments because we know they're roasting her like crazy. But this is not new. It's not new when it comes to black men or black women throwing each other under the bus to get to the white men. My question is this, when you go into this self-deprecating behavior, and that's all I want to prove in today's episode. I have no problem with people deciding what they want to do with their own personal life, but I also believe that if you're gonna do interracial dating, you can do interracial dating without having to do stuff like this. And I'm gonna use a person that I always talk about on this channel. Rewind! There is Olivia.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Dees Vicious, who all the time is talking about how black men ain't this and black men ain't that. Here's an example of that right now.
So tired of seeing black women on social media talking about, oh, I'm so tired of the influx of sassy men. And it's usually, I know they're talking about, because when they start talking about what did they done, I saw this one lady crying about how the man basically was trying to test her. She went out on a date with this because she said, oh, this brother tried to test me. And her name was like Nappy TV or something on YouTube. I saw her on YouTube. And this woman looked like she was in her 40s, y'all. And she had natural hair. She was my color, like darker skin. And she was crying about someone who was basically trying to get her to pay for half of the check, and he basically reprimanded her about how men want to be taken care of too. And she was basically crying over the sassy men that are now or just now here. Girl, I don't understand how black women don't understand that been sassy. Okay, go back and look at the 90s. Okay, and all the like Snoop Dogg, he made different songs about ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And he used to wear a damn perm. He used to wear his hair in braids and barrettes in his hair like a damn little girl. Like, why? Like, y'all think that black men just randomly became sassy? Them been sassy, okay? Eazy was a sassy motherfucker with this Jerry curl. I know it was a style back then.
Now again, her hatred for black men is evident. She even talks about how she's glad that black men like me moved back to Africa.
Hey y'all, what it is? So I was informed that O'Shea Dookie Jackson, the dude who used to be so obsessed with me and used to make every video about, every time I went out on a date with a white dude, he was making a video about it. Like, bruh. Like, I was almost like the main character of his damn show, apparently. His Dookie show, whatever the Anywho, I found out, y'all, that he moved to Africa. And I hope a lot of black males do this, okay? I hope a lot of you black males go back to Africa, to be quite honest with y'all, okay? A lot of black women will have to force themselves to divest and not date you, okay? A lot of the black women that are on the fence and are scared to date outside their race, it would be more white zaddies for us, okay? If a bunch of you just go to Africa like O'Shea Dookie just did, okay? I commend O'Shea Dookie, okay? Thank you for going to Africa. Like, just thank you for moving over there. Like, you fit right in with all the other ugly, facially challenged African males. Okay.
But recently, she's put up a particular video. And this is a person that loves white men. She doesn't date black men under any circumstances. But videos like this tell the tale.
Hey, y'all, what it is? I am so consumed by my own mental health illnesses. As most of y'all know, I'm crazy. I have bipolar disorder and I have borderline personality disorder and also panic attacks and some other little things I'm not even going to mention. But I struggle a lot on a day-to-day basis with my mental health. And I try my best to use YouTube as an outlet for myself to express my, my streaks of creativity, my, sexuality and all that good shit. my preferences for white men, how much I like white men, which is all true, but it comes at a cost to my mental health a lot of the time. Let me explain. So y'all know I'm about to turn 30 in July, and the closer it gets to the July, the more I'm getting more depressed, y'all. I'm a woman with no kids. I don't have a boyfriend. I mean, you have options, but options are not set in stone. It's not like I have a boyfriend that I've been seeing for 6 months or a year. It's like, no. And that's for me. So yes, I don't have a long-term relationship. I'm not married. I'm struggling a lot mentally. And YouTube used to be a good outlet for me to just express myself. And I've noticed recently that my viewership has dropped down a lot. I don't know if it's because YouTube doesn't like to promote divestors. It could be like a shadow ban or something, or what. But it me. Like, I posted a picture of my body. My body looks great, by the way. I will say that. Finally down to my goal weight, basically. And I didn't get that many responses. It's like, damn, my body's not enough. Do I only get views if I'm talking about a dude?
Now let me say this. If you're a black person, black man or black woman, and you are to do things like this, and let's say there is some particular benefit, like you would be the richest person in the world, you would become an all supreme leader, I probably still couldn't justify it, but it would make more sense. But I see this kind of commentary happening so often, especially with, if it's not African Americans, it might be brothers from Africa, sisters from Africa, or in the black world in particular. Rewind! When I was in Poland, and I lived there for 6 years, I would always come across with African brothers that had similar things to say about their particular women. Now, don't get me wrong, all of us from the same place have some criticism of the women in our community. We get that. But in this case, when I lived in Europe, there were a lot of brothers, from the continent that would put down their group of people in front of the Polish people. And they thought that this would get them cool points with the Polish people because it would prove to the Polish people that, hey, I'm in your country and I'm loyal to you. Well, but what I found out in almost every situation, whenever the relationship went south, that particular person would remind that African person about how they had no neighborhood or community to go back to, that they were in their country, and the same racial slurs that they would use towards their own people. Well, those people would have no problem exercising those same racial slurs toward the blacks. And you might call that racist, and it could be considered racist, but the reality is you taught that person how to treat you. For example, if you dog out the black community in front of them, well, you give them the green light to do it to you. And this is what happens. A lot of times when I see, blacks, if it's black men or black women, doesn't really matter, and they go in and they have this particular attitude towards the community, and they go and they get with somebody white or somebody non-black, and they talk about the criticisms that they have of the black community, how they don't like black men or how they don't like black women. That person at first may not get involved in the conversation. And the reason why is they're probably shocked. Now, while they're in a relationship with you and you're not in the same race, they probably don't want to risk doing that kind of behavior against their own community, because while they're with you, they most likely have a lot of respect for their own people. And they're with you not because you do that. See, you didn't need to do that to get with them. If I was in Poland and I wanted to date somebody from the Polish community, which I never did, but if I wanted to, they're not dating me because I hate my own group. They're probably dating me because we have similar things in common. They may think that I'm funny or, stop the show, sexy. I mean, I am looking good. Don't get mad. Those are the reasons why they will want to engage me. Now, if I start to disrespect the community that I'm from, it would also make them disinterested in my own culture. It would make them value me less. And this is what I see. A lot of times when blacks get with whites, they have to dehumanize the black part so that the white part in their mate can be elevated. This is what Jared Carmichael does. Whenever he talks about the black experience in his comedy, it is often that he dehumanizes his own experience to elevate his white boyfriend's experience, which is not necessary. If you're with a non-black mate, that's great, but you don't need to disrespect the community that reared you to be who you are on the behalf of your white mate, which may make them feel uncomfortable. Just think about it. You're a person going around putting up signs like this, and while the white guy might be in the picture, he might not really feel comfortable doing that because he's going to be considered a racist, and nobody white wants to be considered a racist, not giving him a pass. He might be a racist, but he might not want everybody to know that he's a racist because it hurts his employment, it hurts his educational opportunities, everything he will lose by dealing with somebody who does something silly like that. And yes, there are racists who want to deal with black men or black women being of the opposite sex. So my thing is, if you don't need to do it, why do you do it? Because you hate yourself. In that situation, you're insecure. If you're a black person dealing with anybody not black, that person obviously is dealing with you because they like you as an individual. So why is it necessary that you got to go and talk down on the black community to them, or you need to go ahead and down talk the black community and other people? This is why I don't like about a lot of black YouTube. I see a lot of black YouTubers going on white conservative shows or white liberal shows, down talking the black community on the behalf of white people as if that's going to elevate them somewhere. I have not yet once seen people be elevated to a higher standing due to the fact that they down talk blacks. I'll give you an example. Look at Candace Owens. Candace Owens' career is literally over now. She did a great job castigating blacks. Now where is she at? Nobody will touch her. Nobody white will touch her. Nobody black will touch her. What was the point in doing that? You didn't have to castigate blacks to do whatever you're gonna do if you were talented, but that's what happens. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shitty Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Put your fire, you turn the bell. We're out.